Dearest gentle viewers, today we will be learning about hormone and mechanism of hormone action. Now, what is hormone and why is it important to us? To break it down from by your notes page 25, hormone is a chemical messenger that is produced by endocrine gland which will be transported to the target cell by blood to regulate body functions. Moving on to the 5 characteristics of hormones. A small soluble, organic molecule travels in blood circulatory system, fits into specific receptor binding site, specific for a particular target cell, effective in low concentration. Do keep in mind that a target cell is a cell that has specific receptors for a particular hormone. Only when the hormone binds to its specific receptors, then the cell responds and regulates body functions. Simple question. When the hormone reaches a target cell with no specific receptor, will there be any response? Exactly, no response. There are 2 types of hormone, lipid-soluble, which means it can dissolve in lipids. Next is water-soluble, which means it can dissolve in water. Based on this diagram, polypeptides and amino acid derivatives are the example of water-soluble hormone, while steroids is the example of lipid-soluble hormone. If you notice, the water-soluble hormone can only bind to the receptors on the surface of target cell. Why? Because the surface of target cell is made out of lipid, basically fats or all, and we know that water do not mix with all.
Wow!
Therefore, water-soluble hormone can only bind to the receptors on the surface of target cell and undergo CAMP activation for mechanism of hormone action. As for steroids, since it is lipid-soluble, the hormone can dissolve then diffuse into the target cell, enabling the hormone to bind to the receptors inside the target cell. Next, steroids will undergo gene activation for mechanism of hormone action. This is the comparison table between steroid and non-steroid. Steroid is lipid-soluble while non-steroid is lipid-insoluble. Steroid is derived from cholesterol while non-steroid consists of amines derived from amino acids and peptides derived from proteins. The mechanism of hormone action for steroid is gene activation, while for non-steroid is CAMP activation. The effect of steroid is slow and long-lasting, while effect of non-steroid is rapid and short-lived. Steroid is synthesis by smooth endoplasmic reticulum, while non-steroid is synthesis by rough endoplasmic reticulum. Lastly, steroid is transported by bind to protein in the bloodstream, while non-steroid is transported freely in the bloodstream.
Hey, what's up guys? So, let's continue our lesson with mechanism of hormone action. Dalam subtopik ni, dia ada 2 mechanism of hormone action. The first one adalah gene activation, and then the second one is CAM activation. So, gene activation di sini dia involve steroid hormone that is lipid soluble. Where we know hormon yang lipid soluble, maksudnya dia boleh diffuse across the plasma membrane. Oke. Sekarang saya akan explain menggunakan gambar di sini. Jadi, kita pakai aldosterone as our steroid hormone di sini. Oke. The first point is steroid hormone dia akan diffuse into a target cell across the plasma membrane. And then our steroid hormone ni tadi dia akan bind to the specific receptor protein dalam cytoplasm. Lepas diorang bind, this will forming a hormone receptor complex. And then our hormone receptor complex ni tadi dia akan enter the nucleus through a nuclear pore. Lepas dia enter, our hormone receptor complex ni dia akan bind to the specific gene on DNA and activate the gene. Jadi activated gene yang ada di sini tadi, it will undergo transcription to form mRNA. Okay. mRNA yang form ni tadi dia akan leave the nucleus dan pergi ke cytoplasm melalui nuclear pore. Nuclear pore. Okay. Lepas tu our mRNA ini tadi dia akan bind to the ribosome and then undergo translation to form a specific new protein or enzyme. Jadi specific protein or enzyme ni tadi dia akan carry out specific response lah tu dalam hormonal signal.
Next kita akan sambung dengan CAM activation. Sini CAM activation ingat dia involve non-steroid hormone, contohnya imin dengan peptide, and then dia adalah soluble in water, which kita tahu it cannot diffuse through the plasma membrane. Okay, jadi kalau dia cannot diffuse through plasma membrane, apa kita punya hormon ni buat? So let's focus on here. Jadi our hormone ni dia akan act as a first messenger, di mana dia akan bring information ke plasma membrane di sini. Okay, jadi lepas settle, dia akan bind dengan G protein couple receptor di sini. Jadi lepas dia bind dengan G protein couple di sini, dia akan forming a hormone receptor complex. Oke. Beginilah dia guys kalau dia sudah forming together. Kalau kompleks itu form sudah. Oke. Jadi our complex ni tadi dia akan bind dengan G protein and then dia akan activate itu G protein. So, activated G protein kita ni tadi, dia akan bind dengan adenylyl cyclase and then dia akan activate itu adenylyl cyclase. Jadi apa activated adenylyl cyclase ni mau buat kan guys? Jadi activated adenylyl cyclase ni dia akan catalyze pertukaran dari ATP ke KM. Jadi lepas KM diproduce, apa KM dibuat kan? KM kita ni produce sudah and then it act as a second messenger. Jadi apa KM kita ni akan buat kan? Jadi as a second messenger, kita punya KM ni dia akan activate protein kinase A dalam cytoplasm. Jadi lepas protein kinase A activated pula, apa dia mau buat? Jadi kita punya protein kinase A ni dia akan phosphorylated kepada pelbagai protein sampai menyebabkan cascade effect. Jadi if you guys wonder apa itu cascade effect, it was something like macam continuously, macam pembakaran terbuka dari api yang kecil dia menjadi api yang besar-besar sampai merebak. Begitulah dia guys. Jadi kalau dia merebak sudah, kalau efek tu tersebar banyak sudah, ini akan menyebabkan kita punya cell respon, dia akan trigger. So sini saya akan sentuh sedikit comparison antara gene activation dengan KEM activation. Jadi perbezaannya adalah kalau kita tahu sudah gene activation dia can diffuse through plasma membrane. Tapi kalau KEM it cannot diffuse through plasma membrane. And then kita punya gene activation dia bind dengan reseptor dekat cytoplasm. Tapi kalau KEM pula dia akan bind dengan reseptor di plasma membrane. Next, gene activation dia akan activate gene on DNA. Lepas tu KEM activation dia akan activate G protein. Jadi kalau di gene activation there is no production of KEM lah kan guys. Kalau di KEM mesti ada KEM is produced kan. Oke. Saya rasa itu aja yang saya boleh terangkan. Yang lain kamu baca lah ya kan guys. Bye bye, thanks.